back to my channel. My name is Victoria Chimbuchi. For those of you joining us for the first time, please don't forget to subscribe, like our page, share to friends and loved ones, and also click on the notification button so you can also see upcoming videos when they pop. Now today we'll be treating the worst aspect of being a pastor's child. Before I go on, I'd like to thank those of you who commented my last video. I was really happy about it, and please keep the comments coming. We need it deeply. I'd like to know more about your viewpoints about each topic we treat. Now back to our topic, the worst aspects of a pastor's child. We have many worst aspects of being a pastor's child. Especially for us who are pastor's children, we have our view of why we see our life as a pastor's child being different and actually bad. Don't get it the wrong way or see it as a way that we feel angry about it or we are not appreciating the viewpoint of our parents being pastors. No, but more like trying to let you know that we also have our ups and downs that come with us being a pastor's child. And under the worst aspect of a pastor's child, we'll be treating firstly the first point, which has to do with being known by everyone in the congregation, but not known necessarily well by majority of them. I think the grammar is too long, but let me explain. What I mean is majority of the members, in fact everybody, be it members of the church or people outside, the pastor's children tend to have a tendency of people knowing them due to the profession of their father. You meet someone for the first time, but say, "Hey, I know you. Aren't you the daughter of pastor? Or aren't you the daughter of venerable? Or aren't you the daughter of reverend? Or aren't you the son of?" You have that. A lot of persons know you. But when we say that you're being known by everyone, but not necessarily known well by majority of them, is that it's only few. Let's divide it into percentage. It's only few, let's say 1% out of the 100 that actually know you deeply. The other 99 don't know you. What I mean by they don't know you well is they know, yes, you're a pastor's child. They know your father. They also know your mom. They might know you sexual. You're a female, you're a male. But now down to what that pastor's child likes, what the pastor's child dislikes, down to academic achievements of the child or viewpoint, the child's viewpoint about life. They don't know that. They don't know what makes the child happy, that pastor's child happy. All what they know is that the child is a pastor. Even it might shock you to know that some actually know that yes, she is a pastor's child. But when you come to deep conversations about what is the skin color, complexion of that child as a pastor, they know that that person is a pastor, but it might shock you to know that sometimes most of them don't even take details of what the skin color looks like. That's how bad it is that they don't know the pastor's child well. So that's one worst aspect of being a pastor's child. Then you go to second aspect of worst aspect of being a pastor's child is when you talk about expectation and faith. When you talk about expectation and faith, it has to do with the point of view where there are a lot of expectations that they expect from you being a pastor's child. Expectations falls under the aspect of standard of living. It falls under the aspect of academic success. A pastor's child is expected to do so well in academics. A pastor's child is expected to live well. In fact, the end point is that perfection. Whenever you call pastor's child, it should be outlined with the word perfection, because of the role their pastors play. Not their pastors, their parents play as a pastor and the pastor's wife. So they are expected to be perfect. Now, it comes down to a point where if the child makes a mistake or commits a crime, the next thing you hear is, "You aren't acting like your father." Or when the child does well, you say, "I'm proud of you, you are doing like your father." So pastor children always have those words being, should I say, accustomed, labeled or aligned with them a lot. They always get to hear those words a lot. There are another aspect where you talk about, I said expectation and faith. Faith is in the aspect of being a Christian child, a pastor's child. It's expected that they already know the Lord. Now, just like every human being, each of us are born and we have growth, development, growth. Now, in the process of the development, spiritually, the child also, being a child, is also getting to know their Lord and developing their own relationship with God personally. But because they are a child of a pastor, the world already sees them that they should be good spiritually. When I mean good spiritually, it entails, number one, that they should be know good Bible passages, answer correctly. Now, when they have aspect or questions that they are not too sure of and they want to ask, most time they are being shown. Another was part of being a pastor's child is the constant morning devotions and vigil. Shocking, right? No, just as you who is not a pastor's child also desire or is not comfortable with always going for morning devotions, attending morning devotions and vigils, same way a pastor's child also is. Now, don't get me wrong, morning devotions and vigils are actually good. It develops us spiritually, but get the word I used at the beginning. Take cognizance of that word. I said constant. Just as you also wish to not be attending the vigil always, it's the same way with a pastor's child. In fact, it might shock you to know that a pastor's child also desires to know how it will feel when they don't attend the vigil, as in they just, today is a vigil day and they skip attending that vigil, how it will feel, or not attending morning devotion constantly. In fact, sometimes when they come for the morning devotions, some of us tend to be sleeping during morning devotions. I'm not trying to expose anybody here, but this is the fact that happens daily. And why it's so is because we have no other choice but to attend the morning devotions and vigils, because without attending it, there's a punishment attached to it. So just as you also want the choice of not experiencing these things, or once in a while staying off of it, same with the pastor's child. So the constant morning devotions and vigils is one worst aspect of being a pastor's child. Another point that is the worst aspect of being a pastor's child has to do with being in every department. That seems very, very interesting to me. Why do I say so? The pastor's child is expected to be in every unit or department in the church. And when they are not in it or not being good enough to manage being in all these departments, they see it as if they are having a laissez-faire attitude towards the things of God. So they're expected to be in the choir department, in the drama department, in the youth department, in the children department, in the technical department, in fact, every wing of the church. Mostly every wing of the church. Then another aspect of the next point is the human aspect of their parents. What do I mean by the human aspect of their parents? Their parents in the church, for most pastors in the church, their behavior in church and their behavior at home are two different things. Now in the church, they are like, what should I call it? The eye of God, the way the members through them see God. Now, the child sees their father, or let me use the one, yes, their father, who is the pastor, in a different light. And coming back home, they're seeing another human aspect of their father. For instance, let me give an illustration where you have the pastor in the church preaching against drinking of alcohol. And the pastor comes back to the house and drinks alcohol. He's drinking alcohol. That now affects the lifestyle of the child, where the child now is boxed into a viewpoint of trying to draw the line or compare the behavior of their father inside the house and outside the house. Another example of a man who preaches, the pastor who preaches against domestic violence, and at home is actually doing the opposite. Or one who is preaching against, you get what I'm trying to say. They have a lot of different illustrations, but there are many of them. So what I'm trying to say is, the human aspect of their parents affects the child. When the child sees their parents in another aspect at home and seeing them in another light in the church, it makes them to start comparing which one is true. And after a while, it affects them negatively, that most of us end up turning into another aspect of life. Then the next point is when you talk about not knowing exactly who you are. Due to the fact that they've been trained in a box, let me use the environment, that their lifestyle has been a square-like form, should I say a triangular form, where you have the church, the school, house, church, school, house. So they have tendency of any aspect living outside that life. According to the Bible, where you have trained up a child in the way you should grow, and when he grows, you shall not depart from it. So the parents have shaped the life of their children into that aspect of this is how you are expected to be. This is what you should be. And our parents, most time, you won't blame them where they are doing that, because they are interpreting and making their child a better version of what they know they should be. But the aspect is that while doing that, the child now have a limited time of understanding who they are, or let me use the word self-discovery of themselves. And that thing affects them to the point that when they finally leave that environment where they have their parents' coverage and step out of that environment, they have a tendency of going to explore the other aspect of their lives, explore new things to discover, do they like this thing or not? My parents say this is wrong. Why is it wrong? Let me try it out. And in most situations, it has turned out for the negative, as in a way of them exploring that thing, they formed a different aspect of their life that became negative, or brought, people see it as they brought shame or reproach to their family ministry. Their parents' ministry. The other aspect of the worst aspect of being a pastor's child is when you talk about financial uncertainties. What it means is finance of the parents are not always stable. Either it has to do with the parents sacrificing for the ministry to move forward, or when you talk about the parents not being paid on time, or money not coming in as it should be, and due to that, the parents are not able to meet the basic needs, necessities of life of their children. The children are left with struggling to survive, or believing that the next day will be better. That thing affects the mindset and the life of the child to the point that most times they wish not to even toil that pathway of their parents. They desire any other occupation outside the ministerial occupation, because they feel the more they are in that ministerial occupation, finance will be an issue. Then another point of the worst aspect of being a pastor's child is the aspect of changes that come with transfer. Let me use that word. What do I mean? Constant transfer, constant changing of schools, constant changing of friends. Once their parents are transferred to another location, the child automatically changes school. The child automatically will start learning new friends. For instance, let's say a child came into this environment for the first time, and after 3 months is being moved to another environment. In fact, the shocking one, after 1 month is being moved to another environment. Now when that child moves, it comes with changing, the changes that comes with it affects the child psychologically. Now it gets to a point where some of us develop the habit as pastor children to not even bother getting new friends or making new friends. So you have the tendency of them now not having long-lasting friends, because they have had a lot of changing of environments. So everybody they meet is now their acquaintance. Now they no longer have people they can call as true friends. These and many more are the worst aspects of being a pastor's child. Now, I'd like you to also remember to subscribe to our channel, click the notification button, like and share to your friends and loved ones, and also don't forget to comment. Tell us your viewpoint about this aspect. And until next time, bye.